if the roles were reversed, do you think a man sit there and said, "I was with this woman for 15 years and married 7"? Do you think he could just get away with just walk away and not be accused of infidelity? No,
well,
that's not going to be the case.
Talk to me, because if it is about somebody else, and it's like, hey, baby, I want to see what this like. I just watched Muhammad Ali the other day, and his wife was like, "Husband, I'm following you." You know, even through his infidelity, she came to the hotel like, "Tell me what's going on." Okay, and after she let her little anger out, her little spout of frustration, she came back and said, "What's next?"
Okay, so a man wouldn't get that. A man wouldn't get that same grace you talking about.
What I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying on what I just was talking about. She gave him grace. That's what I was talking about.
Well, yeah, but shout out to Ali and his wife. But I'm talking about this man. If the roles was reversed of what we was talking about, if that was that man who was going through saying, "The guy told me I need to leave this woman. She's not the right woman," he would have been vilified. He'd have been talked about. He ain't no goddamn. I bet he was cheating on that. I bet he got a whole new family 2 blocks away. I'm gonna say this.
Men and women are different. Men do things for a certain reason. Women do things for a certain reason. What y'all do, what y'all do. So,
but Di, you made the statement.
You claim that she's her cheating. I feel like that is I think that is a great accusation. I don't think it's just like mad blowing, like she had to be cheating. No, that's a logical thing for him to think about. It's like, well, what was you doing for these past 7 years? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's just that, but it's just like, it seemed like that's the only thing y'all were saying, like, it had to be another man. Y'all not thinking outside the box, like, what could have it had been? Because it's not always just another man. So we as women is trying to give y'all different perspectives, that it's more than cheating when it comes to us as women. You know what I'm saying? For me, with that guy, I didn't never cheat on him, ever. The whole 6 years. It just came down to it when I realized he's not for me. And it was my lack of experience with a dad, with men, with brothers, with sisters. I can admit that. It was my lack of experience. Even from hearing you talk, Hank, when I heard you talk and the way you speak with passion and your spiritualness, I never really heard that from a man before. And usually I would take that like, offensive, like he's attacking me, but it's not. You're passionate about this situation. You know things that I don't know about men. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to see that passion. But that's what I said. It's just, we as women, y'all kind of have to put yourself in our shoes the same way we have to put ourselves in yours. And that's why communication is important. You have to communicate to me how you feel, why you think the way you think. Then I have to take myself out of my shoes and put myself in your shoes. And I can't be like, that's illogical, because as a woman, that's something I wouldn't do. No, if you say this is how men think and this is how men act and this is how they respond to things, I can't be like, well, they shouldn't respond like that. If all men are saying this is how we act and respond to things, although I can't relate as a woman, I have to take your word for it, put myself in your shoes, and react the same way and perceive things the way you perceive them. And they didn't do that.
I got you, ma'am. I got you. I know what you're saying.
Let me just give y'all
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying, but this is where I disagree. A man should never put himself in a woman's shoes. We cannot relate to how y'all think, operate, move. Now, what we can do is make sure we have empathy. That's what we can do. I can't put myself in your shoes. I won't, because I don't think and move off emotions. I don't do like that.
But that's what empathy is.
Put myself in that move no more. So I will not. And a man shouldn't operate and try to get in a woman. No, we need to have empathy for the person who we're talking about, who we're dating, who we're married to. Now that's the difference. I can have empathy for you and feel that for you. But I will never be in your shoes and try to put myself in your shoes. Don't try to put yourself in our shoes. You can't relate. You can't understand. I don't care. If you think you can walk down the aisle, you won't. It won't be the same. Don't try it. You're wasting your time. But let me answer this. Di, you sit there and say you feel like that woman, how she knows she's not a victim. No, the guy's a victim. Man, because first of all, you married this dude. And what party did you start having in these 15 years that you didn't have this. So you said you was married to her for 7. So them 8 years prior to you marrying this man, you didn't have those ill feelings. You didn't have those withdrawals or those, I don't think he's the one. Instead, you even went to the point where this man came with a ring, presented it to you. You said, I do. But in the back of your mind, you knew you had these feelings, but yet you took this man's engagement. You took this man's last name, and yet you still probably did not say that. It wasn't until probably your last 2 years of the relationship is when you said, I guess I need to tell him. So the hell with them other 13. It's all about what I wanted. As long as he was making you happy and doing everything for you, it was all good. But as soon as you hit that spot where, I'm going to move differently, I'm grow, that's some bullshit. So that man was the victim. She's not a victim. She's not a victim at all. That man was a victim. He's the one suffering. He's the one that had to deal with the embarrassment of why his relationship didn't work, his marriage didn't work. They're going to fault him. They're not going to fault her. They're going to say, oh, girl, you go, girl. Let me tell you what's going to end up happening. Mm-hmm. One of the girlfriends on the outside going to sit there and say, shit, Tanya, she dead wrong. What was she thinking about? I'm going to go get with him because they never fought. He provided. He didn't cheat. He was loyal all 15 years. But this woman was a fool for leaving this man. Shit, I'm going to go hustle him. And that's what you're gonna see at the high school reunion. They're gonna be together, married, together, happy. She gonna be up her by herself trying to find somebody who can't be nowhere close to what that dude was. She gonna miss it. You don't miss a good thing.
I agree with you on that, and I feel like a lot of women and men do that. Women will sit here and pick a man who will provide. Like, for instance, I had an ex. I was with him for years. My mom said, "Oh, you just breaking up with him because you want to date women." No, I realized that this man he started to provide for me. He started to take care of me. He wants to know more about my daughter. He wants to know more about my family. But I'm like, I just don't like him like that. Like, don't get me wrong, he's doing all the good things, but just because you're doing good things don't mean we have that bond and that connection. Same thing as a woman. A guy would date a woman for all these years because she's doing what he says, but in reality, they don't actually have a actual bond. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with that. She shouldn't have married him. And I do feel like that could have been the case. She married him because she had a checklist. And she said he hit this, that. But that checklist just wasn't it. She didn't know herself. She thought that checklist would make her happy. And then she tried to force it. Like, oh, this is the person people said I should marry. This is the perfect person people said I should be with. They said when a man like this, he is deserving of a marriage. You know what I'm saying? So she probably tried to force it and make it work. That's the only other way I can, like, and I'm not saying she ain't wrong, but I'm saying I'm always playing devil's advocate. So